Hey there, welcome back to Pickleball Daily. Today, we're talking about court positioning in doubles versus singles. Here with Jacob, I'm gonna be always remembering that he's on the left side of me and that my backhand is not likely to cover the middle on the return of serve. When I'm here, I'm gonna stay mostly on my side unless a ball really pressurizes Jacob over there, where I am all right with coming over and crossing the middle line to protect the middle. We're gonna be talking about how to respect the X and what it means to have a ball coming down the middle and who should be responsible for covering it, all right? Our first simulation of a point is gonna have Jacob here. He's gonna be serving that ball to my friend Hart, and Hart is going to hit the ball directly back on that same cross-court diagonal X, initiating that cross-court. When we have a cross-court return come like this, the responsibility of the player to hit the third shot is always the one that the ball will end its path on. So it's gonna be Jacob again hitting that third shot, all right? We'll play out the point. Here we go. Serve, cross-court return. Good. Exactly right. As we can see, that cross-court return is going to be covered by Jacob over there. Now, on the other side, when Drew serves me the ball and Hart is up there at the net, if I hit a cross-court return, it's going to be Drew's responsibility to cover the ball. Nice. Perfect. So, even though the ball looked like it came down the middle, it was still Drew's responsibility because it was at a slight diagonal or cross-court angle. The most important time where we think about respecting the X isn't actually on the serve and return, but that's the easiest way for us to grasp initial understanding. Now, I want to bring all of my partners and opponents up to the kitchen line here, and I'll take that ball in Hart's hand. When I have the ball coming towards me, I might have to shift over to get behind the ball in order to hit the best shot. So I could come over here. When that happens, everybody should be shifting closer to the ball as well. So Drew's now going to cover the middle tee over there by the kitchen to block the middle. Jacob's going to be covering the shot down the line, and my partner isn't going to stay on his side of the court. Hart's going to come over and cover the middle now as well. When I hit this shot and Drew gets it, she's going to catch the ball over there. We're all now going to shift back over to the other side where I'll cover the middle, Hart's going to cover the line, and Jacob's going to come and keep a 6-foot chain connected to Drew's ankle. Wherever Drew moves, Jacob's got to move with her. That is going to be the correct motion in doubles, especially at the net. This initial movement helps us understand who should cover the cross-court ball, the ball that's on the X. If Drew wants to hit something cross-court from this angle through the middle of me and Hart, it's my responsibility because I'm the one on the end of that cross-court angle. Hart's over there, his responsibility is to cover the line. He shouldn't have to worry about a ball coming through the middle of him and his partner. That's my job, all right? On the reverse side, if I had the ball again, Drew, and I wanted to now hit it between Jacob and Drew, it's not going to be Jacob's responsibility. If he's there to take it and I have enough airtime on the ball, he might be able to poach. But the person's responsibility it is to hit the ball would be Drew, since she's the one at the end of that cross court. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sweet. Now, let's get a couple rallies and see if one of the teams can hit something through the middle. All right? Only up here at the kitchen. Let's go. Good shot. Let's do it again. Nice job. That's through the middle. Let's get 2 more just like that. And remember, guys, we're going to shuffle a lot if we get that cross-court one coming to the other side. You start it. Here we go.
Sorry.
Oh, you know
Sorry.
what?
Yeah.
I think we're going to learn to call it, too. I'm sorry. Was it yours?
No, I think that would technically be yours.
It was good question. I'm
Yeah.
so glad we're having this confusion right now. On this shot down the middle, as I tried to go on this kind of cross-court line, it would have been yours, Drew.
Okay.
As the ball's kind of coming to me here, it finishes on your side. That end of the X is going to be closer to you. However, I think that Jacob was there to take the ball and in front of it.
Yeah.
This is where we need to mention communication. You guys were totally right. If somebody sees that the ball is going to enter their strike zone and they can take something aggressively, they're going to have to call it and say mine before Drew has the opportunity to bang up against your paddle as well. All right? Let's try that rep one more time and see if we can get something down the middle again. But down the middle's the answer. Perfect example, right? When you hit that down the middle, it's so confusing. We gotta be close enough to our partner. I think it's about 6 feet so that either of our paddles, when reached out, could take that middle, right? It seemed like on that one, it was too far behind. Yeah, absolutely. When you hit that and we're not expecting it, yeah, a lot of our paddle ready position right now, too far down low. So we need to keep it out in front of us to react to that ball coming a little bit quicker. All right, Drew, you can get us started. Let's go. I got it. I got it. Good example of taking it down the middle. However, Drew, I saw you stop in the kitchen as well. That's okay. Let's try one more try.
I know.
You really were. You were doing a good job on that, though. Perfect one down the middle. Well done. All right, guys, bring it into the middle. Give me some paddle taps. All right. Now, remember the basics of respecting the X is that whoever's at the end of that cross-court rally is gonna be there to cover it. But there's an opportunity for their partner, if there's enough airtime and they want to communicate to call in for a poach and take it quickly out of the air, they can. But there's gotta be some communication when respecting the X. As far as singles go, I'm gonna be moving a lot more and hitting balls on the run. In doubles, we'll slow down before making contact with the ball much more. After I serve in singles here, I don't want to stay on the right side of the court because that leaves a lot of the left side open. I'm going to shift over to covering more of the middle so that I'm ready to move in either direction. For Jacob, as he's returning my serve and he's in that ready position, he's going to move in if he likes his return, if he feels like he's put pressure on me. But if I hit too good of a serve and his return isn't very good, he's going to stay back and go to the middle of the court here, like I was, ready for any ball coming at him in either direction. Ready, Jacob?
Yep.
Nice shot. As you can see, I came this way after hitting my serve, and Jacob liked his return. So he came in to put pressure on me and take the next shot out of the air. From that point on, my job is to get to every ball and try to make Jacob off balance by putting the ball away from him. On that rep, he got the best of me and made me move more. Let's try it again. Nicely done. As you can see, if I'm gonna be stuck back here and the returner is able to run up and take it out of the air, they'll be able to control the point and make me move. But on the other hand, if he hits a weak return and I can come in, I'm gonna be able to have the advantage and make him move. Out of the air volleys are the best way to change the direction of the ball and cut off the amount of time your opponents have to react. Here you go. Nice. As you can see, the return and serve are most important for positioning in singles. If you win either the serve or return, you'll likely have the advantage moving forward for the rest of the point. Now, Jacob, you serve.
Okay.
As you can see, if I hit a deep return, he's gonna be the mouse in my cat and mouse game as I'm making him move in every direction. After your return, if it's hit well and deep, you have to crash the net. Let's try one more where I don't crash the net and see what happens. Nice shot. Eventually, Jacob was able to work his way up into the court and take it out of the air, cutting off my angles and time to be able to get to the ball. When you're playing singles, you gotta be able to move into the court after your return. If you don't, the singles player across from you can hit a passing shot and might be over in 3 hits, like this. Serve, return, passing shot. As I hit that one good ground stroke, I'm gonna crash that net and try to win the point. In doubles, we won't do this as aggressively because we need to keep into account for our partner. In singles, it's all us, so we can take the risks to run in. We're not gonna let our partner down. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Subscribe for more pickleball content on Pickleball Daily.